Hello, my name is Mark Chadwick, and I'm standing in New York City Central Park at a place called Wallman Rink, which is one of New York's most fabulous places where you can actually, come to Central Park in the middle of this great city and skate, hear some music, and enjoy your friends and family. I'm standing next to a rock made of granite, I believe, which is one of the foundations of New York. It reminds me of Stone Mountain, where I spend a lot of time in the summers, and I would like to say that that like New York and in the buildings that populate a lot of the city, you need strong foundations, and the foundations of Wallman Rink began in 1949, where heirs to the H&R Block family contributed to build this marvelous piece of public infrastructure that the city and all its inhabitants celebrate yearly with celebrations. I mean, I think Dizzy Gillespie played here once, Dave Brubeck, countless other musicians of jazz at the time that it was built. But in the 70s, the city went through a period of decline, and Ed Koch, the former mayor, had some issues, and the cost of repairs to the rink had fallen just so badly that it was estimated about $2.5 million, I believe, at that time, which is a lot. And then there was some issue happened with the Freon underneath the rink, and it buckled and it destroyed the foundations. And the cost escalated to like $4.9 million. So it just sat empty for the longest period of time until our sitting president, Donald Trump, stepped in and paid for the cost, because it was so expensive at the time. The city couldn't pay for it with its own budget, and it was such a decline that our president, who cared enough for our city, contributed to renovating this amazing piece of infrastructure. And I think that's testament to what kind of person he is. And I'm familiar with a few other buildings that I have had something to do with. Actually, I didn't contribute to Trump Park, but you can kind of see it here behind the trees. But I did work, and I happen to know some of the staff at the Trump Palace, which is sitting here. Amazing building that's just a sort of a tower on a base building that I think is a real testament to his skills, understanding the New York City zoning resolution and the laws that shape buildings in New York City, like his tower on 57th Street, which is a pretty amazing piece of architecture. Maybe not the prettiest thing in the world, but it has some interesting geometric shapes, like the atrium interior. You can't do that anymore. They're not allowed, but it's just really unique. So I'd like to just talk about that and this big stone that I'm standing on top of, because the foundations of this nation are strong. And that's one reason why the World Trade Center that was recently built by put together after the World Trade Center fell in 2001 with terrible terrorists that attacked our city. The renovation of the World Trade Center occurred through an amazing competition of the world's greatest architects that I happened to visit. Norman Foster, Fumiaku Maki, many of the greatest architects, and one of them that won the competition really didn't actually build the buildings, but built the planning and really won the competition, was named Daniel Libeskind, who attended Cooper Union, where I taught at one time, and just Saturday school. But the amazing speech that Daniel gave during that time at the reconstruction of the World Trade Center, or the presentations to rebuild the World Trade Center, was that the bathtub element of the World Trade Center did not fall, that the foundations of that building of the World Trade Center kept back the waters of the Hudson from flooding that site. And flooding that site would have cost, I think, tremendous amounts more. I mean, it probably would have increased the cost about 10 times. I don't know the number, but I know that foundations are very important to any building, especially skyscrapers in New York, that you need to have a strong foundation. And I believe that we have strong foundations in this nation that our president, our city president, is protecting. He's protecting the rights of individuals that our courts are not protecting and that our legal systems are not protecting. And I encourage you to think about that, to pray for our president, to encourage that more great things that will happen after this period of time, after this period of darkness that we're going through, that we will see a great awakening, a great marvelous light come to things, and will contribute to greater infrastructure, just like these public infrastructure that Donald Trump had the vision to see. And I want you to just think to yourself about what that means as an individual, as an American, that we have strong foundations, that we're going to stick together, we're going to keep the republic together, we're not going to sell out. We're not going to sell out to China, we're not going to sell out to somebody that's just already compromised. Thank you very much. Signing off. God bless you. Peace.
Oh my God, what did she do?